In the years following the Second World War, a number of objects belonging to high-ranking members of the Nazi Party have appeared on the market at auction. When the grave of Reinhard Heydrich, the butcher of Prague, was broken into a few years ago, there was a fear that someone was looking possibly for the sword of the SS officer. Strange things were stolen in the years after the conflict, and even the body of Mussolini was taken, and one of his legs was hacked off, the former Italian dictator, and he today is still buried with only one leg, with the other missing. But in 2022, a watch belonging to Adolf Hitler, the Führer of Nazi Germany, was sold at auction for over $1 million. But what was the story of this watch, and how did it come up for auction? Welcome to The Untold Past. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. The Huber watch, which contains the swastika, the initials AH, and also the Nazi eagle, was sold for $1.1 million, and there was a significant amount of backlash relating to this. Some Jewish leaders in America had asked Alexander Historical Auctions in Maryland not to sell the timepiece, as they believed it was inappropriate, and also a sign of a man who ordered the deaths of millions of people. One of those complaining said, "This auction, whether unwittingly or not, is doing two things. One, giving succour to those who idealise what the Nazi Party stood for. Two, offering buyers a chance to titillate a guest or loved one with an item belonging to a genocidal murderer and his supporters. Whilst it is obvious that the lessons of history need to be learned, and legitimate Nazi artefacts do belong in museums or places of higher learning, the items that are being sold clearly do not. That they are sold to the highest bidder on the open market is an indictment to our society, one in which the memory, suffering and pain of others is overridden for financial gain. It was expected to fetch between $2 and $4 million, and went under estimate, and it was sold alongside other Nazi memorabilia, such as a dog collar owned by Hitler's girlfriend and later wife Eva Braun for her terrier, and also even toilet paper given to the Wehrmacht. The golden watch was taken at the end of the Second World War straight from one of Hitler's homes. On the 4th of May 1945, a French unit, known as the Regiment de Marche du Chad, arrived at the foot of Hitler's Berghof, his mountain retreat and beloved home, and they managed to beat the American soldiers to this. They found that no one of note was inside the house. However, a lot of the personal belongings of Hitler, Eva Braun and others who had lived in the house or who had stayed belonged there. Inside one of the rooms was the watch, the personalised gold wristwatch, and French soldiers including Sergeant Robert Mignon began to loot and take objects. Mignon took specifically the watch of Hitler, and he then after the war went back to France with this in his possession before he sold it to a cousin. From that moment that it was taken from the Berghof, the watch of Adolf Hitler remained in the family until it was put up for auction. This was the first time that one of Hitler's watches was auctioned off, and it was claimed by the president of the auction house that there are plenty of Hitler relics out there, and we have sold hundreds of pieces off his tableware, clothing, furniture, and so on, but a watch is more personal than almost anything else. On the watch there is, as mentioned, Hitler's initials, and also symbols relating to the Nazi Party, such as the winged eagle and the swastika, surrounded by a white background and a red circular line. Also on the watch are 3 dates: Hitler's birthday, the date of the 1933 election victory, and also the date that Hitler was appointed Chancellor, which were all very important to him. It was claimed that this watch was a gift to Hitler from a luxury watchmaker, Le Courtier, who were from Switzerland. The final assembly and engraving was finished off by prominent German watchmakers Andreas Huber. The Huber factory was during the war struck by a bomb. There was some debate as to whether the watch was real or a fake, and the auction house claimed that they could not provide proof that this watch was worn by Hitler. However, different specialists confirmed that it was in all likelihood Hitler's watch, and that it belonged to the Führer of Nazi Germany. For many, Hitler's watch was a symbol of the most evil man of the 20th century, and people believed that profiting from his watch was inappropriate and wrong. It's not known who brought the timepiece, and it today should probably be inside of a museum. Thanks for watching. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe, and once again, thank you so much for watching.